The International Space Station is a multi-nation construction effort that is the largest structure ever launched into space. The majority of the station's construction was finished between 1998 and 2011, however. Additional missions and experiments are always being added. It has been continuously occupied since November 2, 2000. According to the European Space Agency, the International Space Station is a cooperative program that is owned by Europe, the United States, Russia, Canada, and Japan. According to NASA's Office of the Inspector General, the International Space Station costs around $3 billion per year to run, accounting for roughly 1/3 of the agency's human spaceflight budget. So, with all of these mind-blowing facts, let us begin today's video. International Space Station. 258 people from 20 different countries had visited the International Space Station as of May 2022. The top participating countries include the United States with 158 people and Russia with 54 people. Space agencies receive different amounts of time on the space station and astronaut time based on how much money or resources they contribute. 15 different countries have contributed to the ISS. The three main financing partners of the space station are NASA, Roscosmos, and the European Space Agency. The Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency and the Canadian Space Agency are also partners. Private astronauts are starting to operate on the orbiting complex through a private corporation named Axiom Space. Also, astronauts from other nations, such as the United Arab Emirates, fly to the ISS on occasion. How big is the ISS? Without visiting vehicles, the International Space Station has an end-to-end length of 356 feet and a mass of 925,335 pounds. 1 acre is covered by the solar panels alone. There are 13,696 cubic feet of living space for crew people, not including visiting vehicles. The space station features 2 restrooms, a gym, 7 sleeping chambers, and the cupola, a 360-degree view bay window of the Earth. Amazing, huh? How high is the ISS? The space station orbits Earth at an altitude of around 250 miles, passing over 90% of the planet's population. Its large solar panels allow it to be seen with the naked eye when it flies over a nearby location at dusk or dawn. You can even track the space station's path near you at spotastation.nasa.gov. When the International Space Station or ISS is visible from Earth at night, it resembles a bright moving point of light that is almost as bright as Venus. It can be seen without the use of a telescope by night sky observers who know when and where to look. Yes, with enough types of equipment, you may even shoot photographs of the International Space Station. Who owns the ISS? The International Space Station is just that, an international space station. It is a collaboration of 5 space agencies from 15 countries that contributed various sections of the ISS, which are still held by their respective partners. And we all work together to keep the station operational 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. The space station is made up of parts contributed by the United States, Russia, Japan, Canada, and the countries comprising the European Space Agency. More. When we talk about the speed at approximately 17,500 miles per hour, the International Space Station orbits the Earth every 90 minutes. In one day, the station travels about the distance it would take to go from Earth to the Moon and back. Unbelievable, right? What do astronauts do on the ISS? After arriving at the station, astronauts usually carry out a variety of scientific experiments, as well as maintain and repair the International Space Station during the course of a 6-month mission. Astronauts will exercise and take care of themselves for at least 2 hours every day after work. They also occasionally perform spacewalks, conduct media events for outreach, and post updates to social media. Mike Massimino was the first astronaut to tweet from orbit, having done so in May 2009 from a space shuttle. Bedrooms in the ISS typically include small bunk beds. Depending on their preferences, the astronauts either attach themselves to a wall or let themselves float freely in the small area. Crews temporarily visiting for just a few days may sleep in their spaceship or in a spare spot on the station, which is allowed as long as they tether themselves in space. Finally, NASA describes the International Space Station as a vital first step toward enabling human exploration of other solar system destinations, like the Moon and Mars. It also serves as a platform for long-term health research. So what are your thoughts about today's video? Don't forget to leave all of them in the comments section below.